Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. My name is CNC Cayman 1. It is February 20th, 3305. Currently located here. Heading to Waypoint 6 on the Distant Worlds 2 expedition. David is not here, at least not right now. I don't know quite where he is. He might join us later, he might not, I don't know. He's not really responding. So, it's just gonna be me for now, and yeah, go ahead and we'll go ahead and get started here in just a second. We're just gonna do some exploring and stuff like that, so it's gonna be a good time. Yeah. Alright, well, with that in mind, let's go ahead and let's roll our shiny new... Oh, that was my Gmail notifier. Let's go ahead and let's roll our shiny new intro here. So let's go ahead and let's get started here. So we're just going to be doing some exploring. We're on our way to between waypoints 5 and 6, as I said. We are currently actually. I'm going to turn my game volume down a little bit here. I think it's a tad bit too loud. Turn this down a bit. Okay, and I need to. All right, but that's my notification, not yours. Yeah, so we just began leg 2 of the Distant Worlds 2 expedition. The first few weeks were leg 1 of the trip, and that was to taking us from Sol out to the edge of the galactic core. And leg 2 is going to be covering, we're going to be traversing the galactic core, going through the exact center of the galaxy at Sagittarius A. In, I believe, about 2 weeks, we're going to do that. The one thing about the Distant Worlds 2 trip is that the fleet commanders don't really disclose the specifics of each week until that week actually hits, and that's to prevent people from flying ahead of the fleet. So we know we're going to be going by Sagittarius A at about week 7. But it might be a week less, might be a week more, because the way that it works is they will, at the start of each week on Sunday afternoon, they'll announce the waypoint for that week, but then you won't know the waypoint for the next week until that week actually starts, so that way nobody flies ahead. Yeah, and that's a pretty good system, but it just means that we don't know exactly where we're going to be and when. Yeah. So I've just been just doing some flying, some exploring. I must say the profits off of this trip are a little lower than I would have expected at this point in the journey, but they could get higher. We'll see. So far, I've made about, I believe, about 50 million-ish, which is not bad by any stretch, but it was just a little lower than I would have thought. But then again, I'm not really taking a lot of time out of my way to explore. I'm just kind of honking each system as I go by, and then looking for any high-value systems, such as high metal contents like these. So just scanning any valuable planets. I'm not really doing surface scans just because those take a while, and yeah, so I'm just not bothering to do those unless they're high value planets like this one. But as we get closer to the core, one thing I have been noticing, well, a few things I've been noticing. For one thing, obviously, as you'd expect, the stars are getting a lot closer together. The star field here is a lot more dense than it is out by Sol, and I've never been this far from Sol before, so this is all new to me. And I'm also noticing as we get closer to the galactic core, I've been noticing that we're having more and more systems that actually have things in them. Fewer empty systems. I don't know if that's actually a mechanic or if that's just the luck I've been getting, but either way, I'm getting a bit more luck with finding things. And then when we get to the galactic core, we're going to be building a new space station right at the galactic core, which is going to be huge because currently the closest starport to the galactic core is Colonia, which is fairly close, but it's still a few thousand light years away from the core. So having a system, and I believe we're going to be building it almost exactly at the center. I don't think we're going to be building it in the system of Sagittarius A, but it's going to be close. And that'll just be huge because it means that anyone going through the core or going to the core will have somewhere to stop and sell their data and repair their ship and stuff like that. That's another thing as we get further out into the galaxy. We're going to have. Oh, David. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I started without you.
That's fine. I'm here now.
Okay. Rickson, everybody.
Hi. I'm back. I still haven't made it to waypoint. What is it? 6 now?
I'm going to waypoint 6.
Or have I not made it to 5?
You might not have made it to 5. In which
Yeah, I
case
didn't make it to 5.
In which case you're behind the fleet. Let me actually see where we are right now.
We are in a room.
We're stage 2 waypoints 5 to 6. And what week number? What's the official week number?
7? Week 7 because we had the mining week.
I think so. Something like that. Yeah, give or take.
Give or take an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. So you need to get caught up to the fleet, my dude, because we're in stage 2 now.
Let's see whether or not the new patch actually fixed anything.
I wouldn't
Because
count
apparently
on it.
they were supposed to deal with several network bugs.
I wouldn't hold your breath. I have by the way, I do have a paper cut that I've been saving for the stream.
Excellent. Lay it on me.
Okay. So my paper cut is and I know that you don't use Netflix. But on Netflix, if you're on the home page, either in your browser or in the app or whatever, if you hover over a particular show or movie, it will autoplay that movie just by hovering over it, which is probably the single most infuriating thing it's possible for a website to do. And that is have a video that autoplays with sound, which it does have sound. And this is what makes this most frustrating is that it means that if you're, say, browsing the Netflix app and you're not quite sure if you want to watch something or not, you can't just hover on it while you read the description of the show or whatever it is. You have to keep scrolling up and down to prevent it from auto-playing anything, because if you hover in any one place for a little bit too long, it'll load and then start playing whatever you're hovering on.
So it's a great idea that someone made awful.
Yes. Well, it's uh, and I first realized how terrible this was when this over the weekend I was at my parents' house and I was introducing them to The Good Place, which is a show I've started watching. Well, I binged in a week, um, but I was going to start them on the show, and I was just going to bring it up on the TV and then just hold it there while while everybody got ready and sat down at the couch and all that, the usual thing. But I couldn't just hold on the show and wait to play it, because if you just hold on the show, then it'll just play. And then
I'm just waiting for this to spawn a new generation of people who just don't click the video, they just hover over it to watch their movies.
I mean, well, it doesn't play it full screen. It like plays it.
Oh, I know it doesn't. I know it. No, that doesn't matter. What's going to happen is there's going to be people who just hover to watch their movies.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
And it's going to infuriate everyone with common sense.
and the thing is, you can't actually like watch and enjoy it in that context, because it takes the place of where like the banner for the show is normally. So like it's still covered in like text and overlays and stuff like that. So you can't actually like watch it in that format. All it does is it means that if you like, you can't just hover on something and then wait to start it till later. You have to like exit out of the Netflix app entirely until you're absolutely sure you're ready to watch. Which I like. This is like interneting 101. Like how to infuriate your users is have
And it's
videos.
not toggleable.
Is have videos. No, you can't toggle it.
How unfortunate.
The only place where it doesn't happen is if you're on like an older TV. Like our TV's built-in Netflix app doesn't do this, but then the Roku does do it. But anything with an updated version of the Netflix software will do this.
So what you're saying is planned obsolescence.
Well, I mean, except kind of the opposite, because you're encouraging people to use the older stuff. Because it doesn't do the annoying thing. But just making your product, because this is just continuing the trend of Netflix making themselves worse over time. Because you've noticed that this is happening.
With the new iPhone 10, we've taken a brand new revolutionary design.
We've made it
We've
worse.
made it worse.
I mean, that's Netflix, because like you remember, like 10 years ago, you could pay like $10 a month for a Netflix subscription, and you'd get basically every movie and every TV show ever made. And you just have everything. And then over time, their library has gotten smaller. They've been dropping more and more things, including Doctor Who, which is insane.
That's a you problem.
Well, yeah. I mean, I also have Prime, so I can watch Doctor Who, but
First world problems.
And I have a similar gripe against news sites, because they do this too.
Would you like to use our news app? No, I would
not.
not.
Well, no, I'm not talking about mobile. I'm talking about desktop, and I'm sure the mobile does it too. But I'm talking like desktop. Like when I click on a news link on a lot of sites, it will bring up in the corner and then autoplay a video of the news anchor reading the article. And
which defeats the purpose of the article.
And the thing about it is that by having the video there, you make it utterly impossible for the person to absorb the information, because if you're trying to read the text of the article and then someone is also reading it in your ears at a different pace, it becomes impossible to absorb either stream of information. So what this means is that whenever I open a news link, I just have to mute the tab out of habit, or else it's going to start playing the video.
Well, speaking of the news, I was in the news.
How so?
Polygon.
Oh yeah, is this the article about that guy who's stranded out near Beagle
Empyrean
Point?
Straits? No, that's the fuel rats.
Oh, okay.
This is wholesales. We had an article written about it.
Yeah, I know Polygon's been writing a bunch of articles about Distant Worlds too.
Yeah, but if you go and look on Polygon for the wholesales, and you hear something about the Empyrean Straits, we had another Code Black rescue, which is when the dude's canopy is smashed into little tiny bits.
Yeah. And he's, I mean, I don't think there's anything you can do at that point because like the
No,
limpets
there
can't.
is.
There is? How?
We have a procedure which has a very high success rate so far called a Code Black Rescue.
Okay, how do you do this?
Okay, a Code Black Rescue is the first thing you do is, okay, you're on emergency oxygen. Okay, log out completely.
Obviously.
Second, we gather as many miners as we can. Doesn't have to be miners, it just has to be someone with a prospector limpet and a mining laser.
Okay.
And we send them to the client's location. Then we essentially find the nearest ring, high metal content or metallic ring system.
All right.
Once we're there, we have the client log in and jump. We hope they have 1 or 2 resupplies. If they don't, well, we have a very limited time, but we were able to get it this time. We get the client there, and we essentially strip mine the entire area. We limpet an asteroid, we blast it, we move on. And we have the client pick up nickel and iron, which are used to power your life support. To synthesize more life support.
Yeah.
And then essentially we just grind you until you have several hours of life support. And we just send you in the direction of a station. We escort you there, and we repeat the process as needed. We've had 2 big ones so far. The first one was 1,500 light years.
Oh,
successful.
Nice.
That was the first one that I was 5 dispatchers and.
So it's possible it's as difficult and time consuming.
Yes. 5 dispatchers, 13 responders over. I believe it was over 4 hours, almost exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I would be screwed if that happened to me because I have the minimum possible life support on my
You have a
ship.
D or an E?
I think it's a D. I think the E didn't work.
This dude had a D.
I think the E was actually heavier than the D.
Yeah, the D is always the lightest.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's this guy. This first guy had a C or had a B, I think, C or a B.
Yeah.
So they had it was a C. They had a 10-minute reserve, and we got him. The second one happened a couple days ago, like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. He was 5,400 light years away from the nearest station.
Ooh. Okay.
And we got him back. We got him back. We had 5 dispatchers again, 22 responders.
Nice.
The fun part is the Empyrean Straits weren't mapped in the cartographic database like EDDB, EDSM, so his system wasn't registered yet. Neither was his surrounding area, so we had to essentially search for a metal ring. We had him down to 20 seconds of life support as he was trying to get some nickel into his cargo bay.
So long story short, don't get your canopy breached.
Long story short, don't fly without life supply. But he made it back. It took us 4 hours and 45 minutes.
I don't know if you read this article, but
Charlie Hall from Polygon was there, so that was kind of cool.
That was cool. I don't know if you read, but there's another article that's been going around about a guy who was trying to set a new record, who's been stuck for like 3 months.
Yeah, his record's already been broken.
Well, yeah, no, he never even broke the record, and then he ran out of fuel, and he's been logged off for 3 months, and then now the fuel rats have stayed.
They did a bearing. I watched their bearing check yesterday. The rescue was on the 23rd at 2100 UTC.
Yeah.
All right, nothing worth scanning here. But yeah, I watched the bearing check yesterday.
Still getting kicked after every login? After every jump, I mean?
I'm not commenting on that.
I take that as a yes.
I'm not commenting on that because if I comment, it will happen.
Oh. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, also I've been on the Hull Seals Twitter account having too much fun.
Good.
But yeah, so that was kind of cool to see my name in print. It was like, hey!
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm famous. Even though it's some people don't like Polygon, some people have...
I mean, I think Polygon's fine. I mean, they're kind of hit or miss sometimes, but...
Yeah, usually with Elite they're pretty good. At least they weren't PC Gamer who, they were talking about this rescue and they called it not a limpet, fuel supply limpet, but a fuel limpet mine.
Oh, well, It's probably
You know
written by
what?
people who don't actually play the game. I mean, like Polygon, you can tell has like one or multiple people who play this game regularly.
Yeah, but a Limpet, well, Polygon article, the article in its original version, he first live tweeted it and then he wrote it into an article. So at Charlie_L_Hall, go check him out. But he tweeted that we would mine the resources and then fly to his location and eject them, which isn't possible, and so I corrected him on that.
Well, I mean, they're not as they're at least they're not like being straight scumbags like The Verge was. Have you heard about this whole drama?
Didn't they like publish an article about how people are abusing the YouTube copyright system and then it horrifically abused the YouTube copyright system?
No, so here's what happened. So you're obviously familiar with the Verge PC build from a few months ago, and
Of course.
and Bitwit Kyle, you're familiar with him?
Yes.
So he posted a reaction video with a character of his and he posted this video reacting to the Verge PC, and that this was months ago, and everyone was ready to forget about the Verge PC and just leave it in the past. Because like we
then
had
they brought it up again.
Yeah, we had our fun and we were done, and then they copyright striked Kyle's video for including snippets of their video.
Did they do it under the fair use doctrine?
They according to The Verge, they thought this video was not fair use because he used large quantities of content from their video, although he was reacting to it and commenting on it, which puts it under most people's definition of fair use, but under The Verge's definition it did not meet fair use, so they issued a copyright strike. And of course the usual thing happens whenever somebody famous gets a bad copyright strike on their video. They raise a fuss on social media.
Batshit crazy.
Yeah. And so they raise a fuss on social media, and everyone's mad at The Verge, and depending on whose side of the story you listen to, either YouTube forced The Verge to retract their strike, or The Verge voluntarily retracted their strike. And then afterwards, one of the guys from The Verge posted an article playing the victim and basically saying the internet was being mean to us and we did nothing wrong and the video was illegal, and also passing off the blame to The Verge's legal team, saying that he had nothing to do with it. Saying that he agreed with their decision, but also that it was a bad decision and it was their fault.
Well, he might barely have a point on the legal team decision.
I mean, he says
that doesn't excuse him from being a dirtbag, though.
Yeah, he says it was a legal team's decision, which is plausible, and he says that he agrees with the legal team that it was not fair use and should have been taken down. But then he simultaneously, in the same article, says that he did not agree with this decision and they should not have struck the video. And
you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
So, yeah, that was. And this.
So how's your national emergency going?
Oh God, I don't want to talk about that. Let's not talk about politics on the stream, no matter how stupid it is. No matter how universally stupid it is.
Okay, fine. Bernie Sanders is running for president.
Okay, yeah. That's I heard. Well, I mean, it was impossible to avoid that. I mean, I used Reddit, so it's just like the front page is like Bernie Sanders is running for president with like 50 gold, and then below that, Bernie Sanders is running for president, 20 gold. Bernie Sanders is running for president.
Reddit likes Bernie.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's enough scanning of the system. I've really just stopped caring about the money. I'm just here for the experience. Like, I've made several million credits. I've
made something like 40 to 50 million so far.
I'm just under 500,000 in credits. I could have gone it and spent a lot of time and done a lot of more stuff, but
Have you been selling your data at every station?
yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't want to like blow
Well,
up
yeah.
and
Obviously. Well, hopefully, either next week or the week out. I think it's the week after next. We're gonna have the station at
we're gonna have at
Service.
least the out of the mega ship or something.
Yeah.
So the Hull Seals again. I'm going back to them because
Yeah.
they're my friends. We were talking about one day if we got a mega ship or something like that, or if we could
Yeah.
custom name our ships. The HSS Hull Seal ship Mount Olympus.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
The HSS Limpet on Home.
I don't get that one.
Limpet on
Oh,
Home.
limping.
Limping
Okay.
on
Yeah.
home.
Okay. I get it now.
Oh, let me just look at HSS. Let's see here. HSS Apocalympet.
So they're just limpet based puns is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's all we do. Literally everything we do is a pun.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it must have a lot of
Space
downtime.
madness sets in early.
Yeah.
We have a lot of downtime, and then when a call comes in, it's like that scene from Finding Nemo. Mine. And it's just ridiculous because it's just like everybody's like, damn it, my first disconnect. So it begins. The HSS Halpy. Halpy is our mascot.
Okay.
HSS Seriously in Need of Repairs.
Oh, okay. That reminds me of something. I wanted. I've been playing through Breath of the Wild again because I got it working on my computer. Well, I got to part and I wanted to make some appreciation for the Nintendo of America localization team. Because in Breath of the Wild, in the Gerudo Desert area, there is a mechanic where you can rent sand seals from this lady in Gerudo Town, and then you can use them as transport to get across the desert. And well, every time you're talking to her, every one of the dialogue options is a seal-based pun. So like she'll say,
I love this game.
It's 20 rupees for a sand seal, and they'll say, "Let's seal the deal."
Yes.
And I just wanted to appreciate the Nintendo America localization team because this game was made in Japanese, but they took the extra effort to make sure that the puns still made sense once they were translated into English. I don't even know if there were puns in the Japanese version, but there are puns, and
I appreciate. Here's some more ships because everyone loves silly ship names.
Yeah.
HSS Not a Bomb.
Okay.
HSS Blob, because a pack of seals, a group of seals, the scientific definition for that terminology is a blob.
Okay, a blob of seals. Makes sense.
A blob of seals.
It's very
HSS
descriptive.
most likely filled with wasps. Let's see here. HSS definitely not filled with a million bees.
Okay,
we got kind of
CPP.
bored, you can tell. Ooh, asteroid cluster. That's a lot of asteroid clusters. But you can just tell the exact moment. Lost it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, lots of seal and limpet based puns. I mean,
HSS Freudian Nightmare.
I mean, aren't the
Let me find the context for that one.
aren't the whole seals like a new thing for Distant Worlds 2?
Yes, and then we're expanding galaxy wide.
Yeah.
After this,
So,
we actually
I mean,
we've worked actually with the Hull Seal or with the fuel rats a few times actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think do the fuel roads have their own mega ship?
No, they don't have a use
I
for
feel like they're probably more likely to get one before the Hull Seals do because they've been around a lot longer.
They don't want one.
They don't want one? No.
They don't want one. Why would they want one?
Why would you want one?
Because then we can station essentially a repair port out in the middle of the black somewhere.
Yeah, but you have
Our
to.
whole deal is
but
like
you've got
getting the repairs.
Yeah, but you've got jump range limitations and speed limitations on that repair port.
So it takes not squadron carriers like a mega ship where you can say, hey, FDev, we'll jump it.
Yeah,
Here.
I know. But they're still,
We
they
could,
still.
over a couple weeks, we could just have it patrolled, essentially patrolling out deep in the black.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Which would be kind of, but like with the fuel rats, it doesn't make sense for them because their whole deal is you don't have fuel to get to us. What's the point?
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Let's see, what else is there? Oh god, there's so many bad puns.
Okay, give me the bad ones. Give me all of them.
That was most of the bad ones, but there's some that for like big ships. But if we also want to do STF for SEAL Team Fix as aviation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh wow, I'm only 2 jumps from my destination. That kind of snuck up on me. I mean, to the first POI. Fëanor. Let me actually pull up the map reference for that. So I've forgotten what's there.
We also want to get a bar somewhere called the Broken Canopy.
Nice. Blue planetary nebula with a cool ringed water world. Cool. I'll check that out.
Huh. Neat. Bender snaps a photo.
Neat.
Hey, cool. Class 3 gas giant. You know what I don't care about? Class 3 gas giants. But yeah, so we've been having a lot of fun trying not to let the space madness get us.
Yeah, Space Madness is definitely setting in at this point. I mean,
Unfortunately,
I've forgotten what it feels like to fly a small ship.
I want a beluga liner.
I mean, like, I have mixed feelings on the Anaconda because while, yes, for a long trip like this, the internal space is really nice and it's a good choice for like a long distance trip like this, I don't like the feel of flying a big ship. I prefer the maneuverability of tiny ships. Like if we were on a short or medium range trip, I would much rather be flying the Asp.
I saw someone go FA off and just like Tokyo drift through the mail slot in a Federal Vet.
Ooh, that's a neutron star. All right, now where's this pretty water world I've told about?
Kill it with fire. I'm just gonna ignore the POIs for these.
Yeah, well, if you're behind, you. Oh wait, that was a cool planet. Wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Hey, neat, a planet. Definitely don't have that in America.
Look, a clock.
You knew it. You knew it.
Ooh, this is a cool blue high metal content world. I'm gonna want to check that out. 2 blue high metal content worlds. I haven't seen those before. We're in a blue nebula, and all the planets are blue. And there's a neutron star. Okay, I'm gonna check the system map. Oh, there's another star in the system, of course there is.
So I have finally figured out how Ubuntu and stuff works. Kind of.
I mean, no one ever truly understands Linux. I mean, there are people who don't fully understand Linux, and people who kind of understand Linux and pretend to fully understand it, and then Google the rest.
I'm Googling the rest. But yeah, it's
oh crap!
definitely
This planet's 60,000 light seconds away. Okay, we're gonna be here a while.
Rip. It is recommended that you make sure you are stocked up on iron and nickel before we split off. Before we split off from the galactic core.
For Jumponium?
No, not for Jumponium. For life support.
Oh yeah.
You should have 300, because that's
don't.
several out. I'm also upgrading.
Let me see how much I have.
Outfitting.
What are they again? Nickel
iron
and
nickel.
Iron
you could
nickel.
just go into your synthesis tab and it shows how many you have available.
Oh, right. Synthesis. Oxygen.
Because we had 5
Life support.
But like the last client we had 5 and he was down to 20.
Okay, I've got 73 reloads of life support.
That's good. Yeah, 73 at 7.5. So we
I
have
don't.
to resupply every 5 minutes. So 73 times 5. That's how many minutes? Is that 365?
I don't know exactly what my life support.
That's
time
6
is.
hours of flying time.
Yeah, it's plenty.
That's including safe refills every time. It's 5 minutes,
Yeah.
leaving 2 minutes to spare.
Well, I mean, I feel like this is the point in the trip where the fleet is like seriously gonna like reduce in numbers, because a lot of people are gonna be turning around. Like a lot of people have already turned around, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Because
I'm
there's
gonna pull
people
up the attrition.
coming in like their Cobras, and like no, you're not, no.
Let me pull up the EDSM, the attrition rate.
Yeah, and then after we get past Sagittarius A, a lot of people are gonna turn around, and then we're gonna hit the Abyss, and a lot of people are not gonna be able to progress.
Let's see here.
Because like a lot of
Participants
people.
We've only 59% of people have been to Peleni.
What?
Only 59% of everyone registered on EDSM made it to Peleni.
I mean, did they make it to Waypoint 1? Because I bet a bunch of people just set out from Seoul, not from Peleni. Because there were a lot of people at the launch, but nowhere near close to 12,000.
Yeah. No, that number is the highest percentage.
Huh?
That's the highest percentage.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people signed up that weren't serious about going, but
I have the patches, and that's all I care about.
I mean, I'm thinking my plan at this point. I don't really want to like follow the really long way back.
Holy crap!
I think because I think after Beagle Point, because I definitely want to get to Beagle Point, but after Beagle Point, I'm thinking about coming back and then going by Colonia on my way back. Instead of going the Voyager route.
I'm seriously thinking about following Voyager.
Da 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 da.
So far EDSM stats.
Yeah. Okay.
1,729 commanders have died.
Okay. That's
and 709 of them self-destructed.
That's like a sixth of the fleet, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think for a second that anywhere close to 12,000 people were actually going to be like serious.
Make it to Beagle Point. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is when the fleet's really just going to crystallize into what is and what is not.
Yeah.
Going to happen.
I mean, I think
a lot of people are probably just coming out for the mining CG.
Yeah, and then I mean, a lot of people are going to get stuck at the Abyss, I think. Not the.
I'm afraid I'm going to get stuck at the Abyss. Like,
I mean, the minimum range is 35 or like 25 with Jumponium. Oh no, I think it was like 16 with lots of Jumponium.
I have 35.
Yeah, I've got 60 easy, and I can get up to like 65 if I dump some fuel. But let me see what my current range is.
Isn't my range technically higher than yours?
Yes, it is. And
that bothers you, doesn't it?
My normal range is 60, and then if I dump some fuel, I can get up to 65. Because I've got 96 tons of fuel.
I've only got 64 tons. Or wait, what's the base tank?
Base tank is 32.
I've got 32
and then I added
tons
a
of
62.
fuel.
Yeah. Because I really did not want to have to call
rate.
the fuel rat, so I installed an extra 64 ton.
Call the wholesales instead. We do have fuel.
which is great, except that it reduces my jump range by 5
no,
but I have a full tank.
I have fuel transfer limpets on hand.
Yeah. Okay, well,
But I'm gonna be at the outfitting station, majorly cutting back on my ship, like getting rid of a few things and adding on. adding on mining lasers.
Are they gonna have significant outfitting at the station?
It's supposed to be full outfitting.
Huh.
I wouldn't be surprised. This is totally me guessing now, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't a. You've made it out this far. Congrats. We have everything here.
Oh, I'm sure, probably. I mean,
just at a ridiculous.
And the
price.
other thing is, you got to keep in mind is that a lot of people go to Sagittarius A and like that's their final destination. So that would be, yeah. I think that'd be good from like a gameplay perspective to have.
I think it'll depend on how successful the CG is, because they had to keep adding tiers on.
Yeah. I mean, knowing Distant Worlds 2, it's probably going to be a lot of people.
Well, it's the most successful mining CG so far. And we didn't do very well in the combat one. Wonder why.
Yeah, because nobody brings a combat ship on this kind of trip.
People paid to get their like federal corvettes brought out here, full combat.
Oh god, it hurts how much that would cost. It hurts me just even thinking about how much that would cost. Like the Fetty Vet, like a fully fitted one is like 700 million.
Space engineers will blast out of early access next week or 5 years after.
We're very much in the realm of perpetual early access in 2019. Just everything is just early access all the time.
Da da da. Damn it! Now I want to watch Voyager again.
You can watch. Did you see the video I put out last week or 2 weeks ago?
Maybe.
It's Voyager related. It's the so you know that the
Endgame?
the final episode of Voyager is called
saw it.
Endgame. Yeah.
It has 808 views.
Yeah. I was scrolling through Netflix and I saw that, oh yeah, the final episode of Voyager is called Endgame, and I had to do it.
Avengers Endgame.
I could not like
You
not
could
make that video. I had to.
You could. You chose not to. Chakotay is dead.
So
I'm rewatching it right now.
I mean, it's not a particularly good episode, but I mean, you know.
Could have done so much more, Ben. So much.
Okay, no, but that was a good episode though.
That's which one is that?
End of Time.
Yeah.
That one is a really good episode.
Okay, it was there. I had to.
Yeah. Where's my screenshot key not working? Ah! I want to try to get.
You're getting very close to that ring.
I'm trying to get close to it without running into it.
What are you gonna try and get footage of recreating your stuff?
No. Not that crazy.
Some people have already made it all the way to Beagle Point.
Aren't they special?
Through all of the waypoints, which have not been announced. No, like EDSM registers them as you've been here. Is this place, is Waypoint 6 seriously called the Dryu Awesomes?
Yes.
Love it. So yeah, the fuel rats are doing a long rescue at Beacon Point. What else is new in the world? Or the galaxy?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? It's your job to know.
It's not my job to know. It's my job to not know.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know it doesn't.
But I thought you said you don't know.
I know, but I don't know.
No.
That's why it's been everywhere.
That's how every it gets. Unexpected Bill works. It snowed here today.
What?
It snowed here today.
Oh, it didn't snow here.
It canceled
was
my
kind of
classes
a
until
It's just kind of a miserable
or until
drizzle.
4. Yeah.
Okay, where's my next POI that I care about?
Reading class today. Damn it! I have class.
There's a lot of kind of meh POIs this week. There's only so many glamour shots of generic nebulas that you can take before it kind of starts to be the same. Cloverfield Planetary Nebula. That's kind of cool. Go there. Yeah, and that's pretty much on the way. Okay. Cloverfield Planetary Nebula. Set course. The route plotter is getting really angry by the number of star systems. It's close
Why
to
is
the
that?
core.
Are you doing economical route?
No, I'm.
Imagine doing eco routing.
Oh god. No, I'm doing fastest, but only scoopable stars.
Yeah, KGB foam.
What?
KGB foam.
Oh yeah.
Comrade astronaut. Used KGB foam. The best kind of foam on the market. Ooh, is that worth scanning? The answer is no. It's an icy body. Back when we were in our beginning days of scanning things, we went out and scanned everything. Uh-oh, there's a bug. Do you know who Fenrishi is?
No.
He's one of the moderators, but apparently there's a problem at the base camp.
Oh no.
Seems to be a bug where ships attempting to land drop to the surface of the planet and are damaged. They like players to check out alternative landing spots, so don't land on the planet.
I mean, I'm not going to be there for a while, but noted.
FDev, your game. What happened to the patches?
Yeah, we still don't have a 2019 roadmap, and we're like, what, almost 3 months into 2019?
That's scary.
Yeah. I mean, they say that they've got their full dev team working on something.
Apparently they're doing away with the season model.
Yeah,
everything's
I've heard about
gonna come in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to at least like know like generally like what they're gonna be doing before they
stuff.
Instead of just like you wake up one morning and FDev's like, oh yeah, atmospheric landings available now. It's like, oh, well that's nice.
Well, you know, then I'm just gonna dive bomb a planet.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, the other thing is that I think they might hold off on some more Thargoid story developments while we're all off on Distant Worlds 2.
Yeah, the forums have been freaking dead, man. I mean...
Yeah, it's been kind of silent on that front for a while, because, I mean, we got the AXI combat zones, and then after that it was kind of nothing. I like the Thargoid story. It's probably my favorite part of the game, to be honest. But nothing really meaningful has happened in a while.
Yeah. I'm making EDSM cry a little bit.
I'm still waiting for the day, and I think this would be really awesome if they decide to do this. Is that they do like the assimilated Earth thing, like from First Contact, where the Thargoids just invade the Sol
You just want everything to be Star Trek.
I do. Well, I mean, yeah, but I think they should invade the Sol system. I think that's the next logical step, because they've invaded the bubble.
Apparently, they're only like 38 light years away from Seoul,
Yeah, but you know
which
that
is like,
that they're not gonna get there unless there's a good reason for it.
well, yeah, they don't have a permit.
Fair, fair.
Thargoids defeated by permits. Thargoid rates faults 0. You know what? I'm not even gonna scan the system.
This is
I
a
just,
long trip. It's like 10,000 light years from point to point.
seriously?
Yeah, if you follow the route.
Yuck.
Yeah. They said the pace was gonna be 4,500, and this is like more than
There
double
we go.
that.
I am participant number 5,300. Glad to know I'm appreciated, guys. I am not abandoning. No, thank you. I'm looking down the list, and there's a lot of people who just don't have flight logs, so it's possible that a lot more people are going through
Yeah.
than is being reported. Like, we'll have to check the traffic report when the station gets built at Sage. These many ships passed through our space in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Why can't I jump there? You're not being... Are you being blocked by a planet? So you were. I've also found a new TV show to watch.
What show have you found to watch?
It's a very old show called Babylon 5.
Oh. Yeah, I've heard of Babylon 5. My dad always talks about it. I
You
couldn't
should tell
get
your
into
dad
it.
that I have now watched 3 of the 4 seasons of Babylon 5.
I watched the first episode. I couldn't get into it.
It takes a bit. Apparently it's one of those shows where you either are absolutely for it or you hate it with every fiber of being.
I mean, I'm indifferent towards it. I don't have strong opinions either way.
The graphical quality is ass.
Well, yeah. That was one thing that stood out to me is like they're the awkward place where like they're using CGI, but it's like really bad.
Okay, it's like those animations from like the 1970s.
Yeah.
Or it's like those old animations of like, here's how a computer works, and it shows like packets of data.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well,
That's exactly what it looks like. It looks like it was something straight out of Deep.
Well, I mean, what it's like is like you've got the realm where you're using like physical models, and then you've got the world of CGI, but then you've got this awkward in between place where it's computer generated, but it looks like terrible, way worse than models could ever look.
But it's kind of interesting because then they weird things with it.
Yeah, and like Doctor Who was very much in that uncanny zone for many decades. But the Star Trek thankfully mostly skipped over it. But the
Star Trek didn't exist when it was happening.
well, it did because they Next Generation. Well, Next Generation was all models, and then Voyager and DS9 in the later seasons started using CGI, but at that point, for one thing, they were using ILM, who's pretty good at what they do. And for another thing, they used models when the CGI wouldn't work, and they used CGI for like the big like space battles and stuff like that in DS9.
Right. Alright. Oh, the station. Don't want to scan anything here. There's nothing in our world of Earth. Like, there's just gas giants. Next.
I had a this happened a few weeks ago, but I had an argument with Neon Visual about the technicalities of the cinematographic processes behind Deep Space Nine.
Who won?
Unclear.
All right, we'll call it a draw.
Well, it was I was because I put out my revised Deep Space Nine titles that I basically rebuilt from the ground up because my existing ones were bad. And then he put out a draft version of his Deep Space Nine titles, and I put on some just like some constructive feedback about the look of it, and pointed out that
Was
like
this on YouTube or the Twitters?
this was on YouTube, and I'll get you the comment link. Hang on. Yeah, I mean why yeah, I'll just get you the comment link. But basically, I pointed out that I used like some filmic conversion plugins to make mine look more like it was shot on film. Yeah, and then we got into an argument about the exact correct frame rate to use. Because
nerds.
Because he produced his at 30 frames a second. I did mine at 24, and I still maintain that 24 is actually more correct, because they shot the sequence on like physical film at 24 and then converted it to 29.97 for American broadcast. So it was broadcast at 30, and then it was filmed at 24, and I used 24 and he used 30. But yeah.
How do they do that? Do they just like duplicate a few frames?
It's called a 3:2 pull down, because American TV is actually 60.
Or do they just take two scenes and just interlace them?
Yeah, it's 60 interlaced frames per second, and the 3:2 pull down is basically converting 24 progressive frames to 60 interlaced
the words
fields.
Of Monty Python. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give
Why
you
don't
the
we just use a standard? Why don't we just have one standard?
Because
Someone should make a unified standard for these 28 different things. In the news, there are now 29 competing standards.
Okay, here I'll give you a
You're sitting in space. This is very riveting.
Hang on, I'm pulling up the comment field for you to look at here.
Riveting.
I know it is. Okay.
Like this is just pure content.
I know, okay? Give me a break. I'm
No.
trying to get a screen grab.
No, I will not.
Oh, wait, hang on, I need to expand the show more fields. Okay, I can't fit it all on one screen. That's fine.
You could just send me it.
I don't know, can I link to a comment directly? No, I can't.
Or
okay,
do it later.
I will just give you the link to the video, and then you can scroll down till you find it.
Yes. Now go fly your spaceship.
What if I don't want to fly my spaceship?
Then I will fly your spaceship into a sun.
Oh yeah, he also rightly accused me of cheating because my wormhole was just the one from Stowe.
You what?
Because the wormhole I used in my video was just the one from Stowe.
And he called you on it?
Yeah, rightly so, but because the wormhole is an utter nightmare, and my attempts to recreate the wormhole were so bad that they're not even worth mentioning. So I just went into Stowe and I recorded their wormhole and then composited it into the scene. And he made his from the ground up, and it looks great. But yeah.
He used a lowercase p in his cheating. In his cheating tongue face. You always use a capital P. Oh my god. You nerds. As I am disconnected from the matchmaking.
Nerd.
I can't say much. I'm running a Twitter account for an in-game faction of a space game.
Fair enough.
Yes, you may have that card to call me anytime I call you a nerd. You can use that on me anytime you want. I
don't need that card to call you a nerd. You know that.
You're right. I'm not a nerd.
You don't know the title of the show is Nerds of Distant Worlds 2, right?
High difficulty level escape room concept. You are laying in your bed and you have 1 hour to get out of bed.
Oh, that's rough. Oh,
you are also comfortable and it is cold outside.
Oh no. Oh no.
If you get up, dressed, and out in 1 hour, you win.
Oh. I don't think I could do that. No, if I don't have anywhere I need to be and it's cold outside, I am staying inside all day. I'm I'm probably staying in my pajamas, and it's going to unless I have
What do you
something.
eat?
Yes, I eat, but if I don't have anything I need to do in particular, and it's cold outside, no, I'm not going outside that day. Why would I?
Because it's cold. Ooh, is that a water world? It is a water world. Do I want to detailed scan it? How far away is it? 1,000 light seconds. Too far. I am a very lazy person.
We've already established that.
When? I don't remember. I need some bad jokes. Do you have any bad jokes?
Not really.
Do you have any good jokes?
Definitely not. If I don't have any bad ones, do you really think I have good ones?
It was worth a shot. Okay, so you've seen Age of Ultron.
Yes.
You know that scene where Thor is currently trapped by the hammer?
Uh,
That's not Age of Ultron, that's just the Avengers.
yeah.
Where Thor throws the hammer, Hulk grabs it in flight, and Thor is pinned to the bulk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Avengers.
Thor is 16 gigabytes of, or Thor is
Oh,
2 chrome
yes,
tabs.
I've seen that meme.
Yeah.
And Chrome is
Quality meme.
It's it's the same format as that muscular that dude like lifting the big heavy rock and like his face is super strained. Have you seen that one?
No.
Okay, I'll have to find it for you because it's hard to describe accurately. Can't really do it justice.
R.I.P. Opportunity.
Oh yeah.
It does need to be mentioned. We need to name the station Opportunity Station.
It needs a memorial in Elite.
We need to name the Sage Station Opportunity.
I don't know if we should go that far. I think it should be like
No,
something...
it should go that far. That rover went
like...
that far for us.
Okay, that's
We'll go
fair.
that far for the rover. As I disconnect again.
Oh crap, we've been going for like an hour.
Yes, we have.
It's time to end this stream.
Did you know that if you slap a chicken at 3,725
I did, I saw that. Yes.
Who in their right mind thinks of this?
For those of you that don't know, we're talking about a Reddit post where somebody asks if energy is converted to heat, exactly how hard do I have to slap a chicken for it to catch on fire to cook it? And someone did the math.
They did the math.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and end this stream because...
On slapped chicken.
Yes, on a slap chicken. So, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.